Boots on the ground. It's the real nitty-gritty. Boots on the ground. It's the real nitty-gritty. Boots on the ground. It's the real nitty-gritty. Boots on the ground.
Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everybody watching wherever you are. Thank you for joining me today. The subject today is if you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen. You know, and we're going to talk about foreigners are always complaining. But before we get started, you know, I just want to give a shout out to the NTZ crew. Thank y'all so much for everything you do. I see you on here, John Wells, JH, keeping this respectable and a decent live stream. I also want to thank everybody for joining me today. We got a lot to talk about as usual. You know, when you get over here, I don't care if you're over here for 2 weeks, 2 months, 2 years, or the rest of your life, you're going to hear people complaining all the time. And, you know, the crazy thing about it is because of channels like mine and other channels, we kind of try to warn the viewers of what to expect when they get over here. But, you know, we can't really do it any justice. But I was just reading some articles about expats and complaining. And it's not just in the Philippines. Wherever expats are, they're going to complain because it's never like what they're used to at home. I was reading an article. Imagine this, expats over in Switzerland, man, they were really complaining. They said the more expats you put together, the more complaining you're going to get. And just my experience, and I guess because I'm mostly, until I came to San Carlos, I was basically dealing with American expats. We seem to complain the most because now I'm playing tennis with Australians and Canadians, and I hardly ever heard them. Well, I've never heard them complain about anything. But you get around Americans, man, we complain about every single thing. I was talking to a guy, an American, he's 68, but man, he's in great shape. He lives in Calatrava, a little bit outside Calatrava. He's building just a gigantic house up there. It's going to take him, he said, about a year. Over 5,000 square foot. Imagine that. Over here, he needs to go watch that video on cohabitation and marriage laws. But anyway, he was complaining about his girlfriend's nephews and how lazy they are and everything like that. I said, man, you should watch my videos. I could have told you that, but it's not that they're lazy, it's just their lifestyle. But JH is on here, I see. So the exchange rate now, 49.88. Right there at that 50, but not 50 yet. Anytime it's under 50, I get worried. 19,441 COVID cases on Saturday, the highest ever. And this Octa research group that has been tracking all the COVID in the Philippines says it's going to breach 20,000, but it may not reach 25,000, but it's certainly going to go over 20,000. And they don't see a slowing down or a downward trend until around the second week of September. So, you know, it is what it is, guys, with this COVID and this Delta variant. Also, I want to say, if you want to vote in the Miss Sunshine Shoulders beauty pageant, the first annual, because we're going to have this every year, and I may have some more contests too, because I learned from this one. I made a lot of mistakes. A lot of the people that probably should be in the beauty pageant didn't make the top 10 because I had it on Facebook first. I'm going to announce it on Facebook next time, but I'm going to bring the voting on YouTube because it's made a great difference, really. It's a close race right now. uh, between the first, I'm going to say the first 6 finalists. But if you want to vote, just go on to the video and go in the comments section. And it's based on the order of appearance of the young lady. So, of course, the first young lady is going to be contestant number 1. And it goes on from there. And I've been up all night counting votes. And you can vote all the way to August 31st, 11:59 p.m. Philippine time. Because we're going to announce the winners September the 1st. And everybody's going to at least win 500 pesos. We're going to give a consolation prize to the people who finish outside of the top 5. So from place 6 all the way to place 41, they're going to receive a 500, peso consolation prize. Now, Mona, I think I made her mad. I think she's angry with me. She says she doesn't want to accept the 500 peso consolation. She told me to donate it and buy the kids some hamburgers. So I'm going to do that. Thank you, Mona. And we didn't mean any harm by what we said. I think she got mad because we called her polished, but she says we kind of talked about it in a Facebook Messenger. And, I apologize. I didn't want to bring any harm to her. Hey, John Powell, what's going on? Good to see you. But, yeah, Smoky Mountain Mileage. I just hate those long gaps. What do you mean? What are you talking about, Smoky? Hey, good morning. Terrence Hebron said, what's up from Terry in Thailand? Hey, how's it going over there, Terry? Just in case I may have to leave here, I may be headed your way. Luis Martinez, what's up? Dante Ellis, Terry Dale. I'll give a few shout outs while we can. Niles Brown. I see Jacob Tanjay of the NTZs on here from Houston, Texas. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you. Yeah, but you're going to hear a lot of complaining over here. And it usually goes something like, the Wi-Fi. Now, we've already, you know that you're not going to get 400 Mbps Wi-Fi over here. The Wi-Fi is decent, though. But when they get over here and they get one, buffering session or something, here comes the complaint. Oh, man, they need to fix the Wi-Fi. Not realizing, when I came over in 2009, it was they were dealing with 2G technology. It's 4G at least, and in some areas 5G, fiber optics, the whole 9 yards. It's gotten so much better, but they're going to complain about the Wi-Fi. They're going to complain about stuff that they should already be prepared for, that I'll be trying to prepare you guys for. The heat, the Wi-Fi, the food, the language, anything, that they can complain about, they're going to complain. And it gets old, man. It gets old. But let's be honest. Everybody, you're going to complain when you first get here. But, I mean, after you've been here a while and you know what to expect, another one we like to complain about is the customer service. And, it's just on and on and on. And, the bottom line is you're not at home, man. Frank Ellis said a lot of mistakes. Well, not really. We're just trying to have some fun, guys. Y'all see, he's Frank Ellis is American. Remember, I told you that most of the people who complain over here are Americans because we're spoiled. We're entitled. A lot of times it's our way or the highway. I'm sorry, but that's how it is. That's how we are. And you'll see it. But y'all missing the point with this contest. I'm just trying to have fun. I'm trying to shake it up. Man, times it's dark over here. We can't move around and do things like you can in a lot of these Western countries. We're basically self-quarantining here now. She took our little 7-year-old to see the house yesterday, right? Here's what the little 7-year-old said. I haven't been out of the house. It's the first time I've been out of the house in a long time. See, So that's what this contest is trying to do. Not only that, but the first prize is 10,000 pesos. That's a lot of money over here. Even the second prize, which is 2,000. A regular beauty contest over here that they have in these barangays doing these fiestas, they don't give away nothing near that amount of money. What they do is they give away, it's more of the prestige of winning the event. See, just like contestant number one said, see, it's more that than the financial. Yeah, we're giving away 10,000. But yeah, I'm going to learn a lot. I learned a lot. But yeah, don't miss the point, guys, about that. John Wells said, I thought that everything said about Mona was positive. It was, but I think when we said, hey, maybe she's fishing on here, I think that she got upset. And I apologize because I don't want to bring harm to anybody on this channel. That wasn't our intention. Hey, JH, thanks for that super chat. He said, I won't have time to complain. Recovery from the tune-ups will distract me. Yeah, after you be here for a while. But see, you've been over here in Thailand. You've been here in Southeast Asia. Nothing's going to surprise you. But for some of us, nothing's ever good enough. You know, we're going to complain that it's 82 degrees right now. You know, why don't the sun, the sun stays out too long? But it's all kind of stuff. And usually it's like they'll have a cigarette in one hand and a beer in the other hand. And they just complain about the state of the affairs in the Philippines. Not realizing you're in the Philippines, man, Stop complaining, just, and enjoy yourself, really. Nothing's ever to our satisfaction. Hey, Sean Meredith, thanks for the, I think you're new. He says, hey, Calvin, watching your live stream from Long Beach, California. We're building a home in Musings Occidental. Looking forward to retiring and moving to the PI. I love your videos. Thanks. Hey, thanks, Sean. Now, I know I was in Cagayan de Oro. I think that's Musings Oriental. And correct me if I'm mistaken. Sam Champion, good to see you. Glad you could join us, brother. And I've got on this shirt Sam Champion sent me, U.S. Army, Fort Eustis, as a matter of fact. And it fits good, man. I wear XL, but just to have a 2X shirt over here, man, in this heat, when you come over, bring some loose-fitting clothes, guys. Don't try to look like Mr. Macho, or you're going to sweat your butt off. Terrence Hebron says, I'm loving Thailand. I've been here for 2 years. Oh, okay. Todd Johnston, this is true. Says she doesn't understand American slang. Polished. That's a compliment. I know. Carlos Martinez says, when you come to the States, let me know. I treat you to some New York hot wings. Wow. I'm gonna take you up on that if I make it back that way. I'm reaching out, man, to some sources over here, man. I really don't want to come back, to be honest. Brian Nichols says, I love my Wi-Fi. I don't have any problems with my Wi-Fi over here, Brian Nichols, but, people complain. I wrote some more stuff, but the number one thing is we always complain about the problems, but we never talk about any solutions. It's always just about the problems. And, I tell you, man, you're not going to enjoy yourself over here. Terrence Hebron said, your stories are so true and relate to the same as Thailand life. I've never been to Thailand, but I promise you, when everything opens up, I'm flying to Thailand, and stay there for a little while. Frank L says, so Mona thinks she got robbed, Cal. No, not that, Frank. It's just that, when we was on here talking about her, and I said, yeah, when I saw her, I said, her English was perfect. Just everything seemed too good to be true. And I said, a lot of times that's true, but maybe I shouldn't have said it. And the guy said, yeah, she was too polished, but polished is a compliment. And really, she was high on everybody's list. If she would have made the top 10, I'm sure she would have won. But that's an example of what I tell you about Filipinos. They speak that baseline English. And a lot of things you say over here are going to be misinterpreted, and that's one of them. But no, I think I robbed a lot of people by putting it on Facebook, see, because a guy by the name Stephen Wong, and I don't think he minds me saying his name, he pointed it out. He said, Calvin, some of these women got 5,000 friends and they're sharing it 400 and something times, and some people are sharing it 8 times. I think Mona's was shared only like 8 or 15 times, see. So, but now that I moved it to YouTube, if you guys going to see, because I'll put the figures up on my Facebook page after this live, it's a lot closer. See, you don't have all them friends on YouTube. And it's more where I'm letting my viewers and subscribers get involved. Okay, Sean Murphy, he said, I'm near Osama's. Yeah. Now, see, I've never been to Osama's before, but I met a young lady online, but I never was able to get there. Hey, Retired 2019, what's going on? He said, who won the contest? It's not over yet. The top 10 is going to run through Tuesday, August 31st, of Retired 2019. And then we cut the voting off at 11:59 p.m. Philippine time. And then we announced the winners on Wednesday, September 1st. First prize is 10,000 pesos. Second prize is 2,000. Third prize is 1,500. Fourth and fifth prize is 1,000 pesos each. Even that 1,000, guys, is a lot of money right now during the pandemic. Even the 500, one of my subscribers says, hey, I'm going to give the rest of the ladies a 500 peso consolation prize. I mean, I think that was nice of him to do that. That's a lot of money, man, right now when you're not working. Hey, Robert Giesler. I hope I said that name right. He said, Calvin, I'm here in Los Angeles, California. I really enjoy your house build. Thanks, brother. I appreciate it. My daughter, my second oldest daughter, is in California right now. She hit me up for $20 to ride a Sahara lift. That's what she said now. Can you get a lift for $20 in LA? Because she claimed that the bank froze her card because she didn't tell them she was going out to LA. But she's there right now. She flew from Louisville. I think she flew on Spirit. It was her first time ever being on a plane. Don F says, I think it was a mistake to talk about any of the contestants on here. It might have affected the vote. Not really, because you got to realize most of the people who are voting, Don, are going to be the Filipinos. And they've already, you can see that. They'll have 5 comments in a row for their favorite. Okay, Thomas King, retired aviation ordnanceman, 20 years, 2014. Hey, thanks, brother, for your service. I had a couple of friends who worked on the flight deck. And, man, I don't know what happened to those pictures, Thomas. I had some great pictures of those jets taking off from the – they take them. And then they get them developed and give me a couple of them, man. With that white heat coming out of there, man, I tell you. Hey, Carlos Martinez, Calvin, just let us know where you're headed. We'll support you wherever you go. Thank you, brother. Yeah, I'm going to try to stay here, Carlos. I got to write a 2-page letter explaining my circumstance and my situation right now and hand it over to the powers that be and see if they can help me. I'm going to do that today, because I really don't want to go back to the United States right now. Not right now. Sean Merritt said he retired in 2016, man. You guys, man, I tell you, I tip my hat to you, because if I could do it all over again, I would have tried to stay in, man. But when you're young like that, and see, my brother was in there for 8 years, and he was getting out, so it kind of influenced me to get out. If he'd have stayed in, I probably would have stayed in. Hey, Simply Actors, good to see you. Terry Dale said Kamala Beach, Thailand looks good. They're still letting people in there in Thailand. Oh, life is good, Simply, over here. And I think my video should be uploaded of day 58. They basically got that whole thing painted, not the back, but the front and the sides with that. They call it white cement. And that makes a big difference. I called it skimming, but the guy said, no, that's white cement. And what that does, it creates that smooth outing. So when they paint over it, you won't see all them dimples and everything in it. And you can tell, if you go around here, you'll see where they just painted right over the concrete. They didn't put the white cement. Hey, Doug Carr, he says, just got finished watching your latest house build video. Thanks, brother. He said, I didn't get a notification you had started. I don't know what's going on. A young lady, Vixen's Vlog, she told me the same thing. She said, Calvin, I didn't get a notification about your top 10 video. And while I'm on Vixen's Vlog, that's VICSZON, Vixen, and with an S, Vixen's, no, VICZONS, sorry, Vixen's Vlog. I want to thank her and her husband for these flip-flops. They sent me some sketch of flip-flops. I don't wear anything else, man. These things are so comfortable. I mean, I've got some nice Adidas rubber that I paid like 1,800 pesos for down in Zamboanga, but these things here, they're the best I've got. Thank you to her and her husband, Leslie. They're out in California somewhere. Hey, Michael Dorsonville says, hey, Calvin, what's going on? Brother, number 3 won my heart. Tears came to my eyes when I heard her story. Yeah, she's a great young lady. She's one of the first people I helped down in Zamboanga when I started Sunshine Shoulders. Her little son was alive at that time. If you go on the video, you'll see me. You'll see her holding him in her hands when I give her the groceries. And when he died, I think he died last month, July or June. Anyway, the hospital wouldn't release the body until she paid the hospital bill. So me and a couple of my subscribers, we put together and sent her the money. Not all of it, but enough where they was able to get the baby's body released, because she's a Muslim, and I think it's certain time you have to bury the baby and all of that. And I was shocked. I was so sad about that, because I've seen him and his brother. Yeah, she was my neighbor. I lived in the squatters area, a regular squatters area, and then she lived in a squatters area where mostly Muslims live. But if they were right next to each other in Tamaga, Zamboanga City. But yeah, her whole family, they're outstanding people, man. I mean, really, they are. Retired 2019 said, do we get to vote? Yeah, absolutely. Just go to the video, Retired 2019, and the women their numbers are based on their appearance on the video. So if you see the first lady on the video, she's contestant number 1, and you just put in the comments, I'm voting for number 1. And you can do that for as many times as you want. Sam Champion said, Calvin, I will send you a Navy shirt next time I go to Yorktown Naval Weapons Station, which is closer to me than Norfolk Naval Base. Hey, thanks, because I wore one of that Air Force shirt you sent me on one of my videos, and I got a lot of compliments on that. But I like it because, man, look at this. That's how a shirt's supposed to fit you. The 2X over here, the sleeves come up to here. I look like Baby Huey. Then y'all know Baby Huey. Everything I wear over here, man, is too tight. Tight clothes make you hot over here. Carlos Martinez says, what do you think about Afghanistan? It's sad, man. Me and John, we talked about it Friday, you know. I just sent my condolences out to the families, man, because you get started on that, man. We won't talk about nothing else, you know. It's just, you know, our foreign policy, man. You know, a lot of things in America, man, we just let go on and on like it's normal. We never even question it. Hey, you can come in. They can't see you. We never even, I was looking at a video last night. A guy was talking about, you know, some of the crazy stuff we do in America. Nobody ever even questions it. You know, they want to talk about, a lot of these corporations say we want to build trust among our employees. Then they lay off hundreds of people. Or, you know, they'll say our focus is on our customers and, you know, our employees, but yet it's always talking about shareholder value, giving shareholders value, like putting the shareholders first. But it's a lot of stuff. And, you know, we never even question it, you know, over in America. And I think it's time that we start doing that, man, you know, because some of the stuff, it's just not working, man. You know, we've been doing it over and over, and these invading these countries and all that stuff like that, that's one of them, man, you know. I love that John said the cigarette smoke is the reason I got out of the Navy, Calvin. I'm trying to think. I didn't smoke in the Navy, but I don't know. I can't remember. Could we smoke on ship? I can't remember that. It was so long ago. Ronald Pereira says, what do you think of Davao City or provinces nearby, Calvin? I love Davao, and you will too. Now, there are some areas north of there where they say it's kind of tricky, but Davao itself and south of Davao, you're going to love it. Davao is really, really clean. It's like St. Carlos City. Wow. You can eat off the ground. I mean, real, and it's safe. Now, I was there. Duterte was the mayor, but now his daughter's the mayor. They call it the City of Law and Order, and it's true. I got a massage out in the little plaza because I stayed at My Hotel is the name of the place. It's right there on like one of the main streets. And right up the street, I'm talking about this was late at night, like 9 o'clock. I mean, you could hear a pin drop. I went up there and let one of the people give me a back massage, you know, a head, back, and neck massage. Yeah, you'll love Davao. I really like it. And it's not far from Samal Island, a white sand beach. It's really nice. Yeah, you're gonna like that, Ronald. J.A. said Frank Ellis, Thailand needs to fix the visa situation. And see, that's what I love about the Philippines. That's why you got to put the Philippines way at the top. Does anybody, I asked y'all this question Friday, does anybody have a more lenient, a better visa policy than the Philippines? You can come over here as a tourist and stay for 3 consecutive years, 36 consecutive months. I mean, you know, of course you got to pay, you know, to extend, but man, where else can you get that? Where else can that? Nowhere else in Southeast Asia. I know Cambodia, one of the places like 30 days, every 30 days you got to leave. I think that's Cambodia. Hey, Bobby G, what's going on? And yeah, I'm sorry, man, those zip files you sent me, man, I never could open them up. Believe it or not. Boom J said, good morning, Calvin and Room. Calvin, the people building your home, do they build in Metro Manila? If so, contact info, sir. I'll give you the contact information, and I'll let Rock Engineering answer that question because I really don't know. Frank Ellis said, Vixens, this is the way it's usually spelled. Now, yeah, but it's not spelled that way. It's Vic, Viczons, Vixens Vlog. And she gets all kinds of, she's one of them, her husband's got one of them fancy drones, and they do nice videos, but she does everything from those motorcycle races, plants, all kind of stuff. Hey, Robert Giesler said, it looks nice, Calvin. We built our house into Gaitai. They use that liquid cement. It looks really nice. Thank you. Now, see, I'm glad you said that, Robert, because it goes into, people always ask me, well, how much is land in the Philippines? See, where you purchase, unless your wife or girlfriend already owned that land, I'm pretty sure that land in Tagaytay is expensive. A lot more expensive than it is here. That's why I never tell guys, buying land is like a budget, man. It depends on where you live, how big is the house, how big is the lot. It's all over the place. Hey, Tony Collins, thanks for that super sticker. So, if I tell you, oh, it's cheap, because I told you we saw that 100 square meter lot over in Toledo, Cebu, for $1,000, 50,000 pesos. You'll think, oh man, it's cheap. Then you come over here and somebody wants 500,000 for a lot. Or it's some lots over here in South Villa subdivision where these big houses are. They start at $1 million pesos just for the lot. So it's all over the place. Terry Dale says, hey, Calvin, what was the name of that Canadian-owned resort? Does he have a website? No, he has a Facebook. It's called Small, SMALL, Fry, FRY, Small Fry. They've got good food, and they got, it's right on the beach. It's about, hell, John got there quick. That was Magnum John driving, though, but it's not that far. I would say, what do you say, John, about 10 minutes from here? Okay, Terrence Hebron says, I'm going to California next week for 6 weeks, and I'm already looking forward to coming back to Thailand. Yeah, LOL. Go Army. So true. I only wear T-shirts and shorts there in Thailand. Yeah. If you're going to wear shirts, guys, make sure they fit like this. Otherwise, man, it's hot. Yeah. Simply Aka said, what happened to Mona? Didn't she supposed to be the winner? No, she didn't make the top 10. And that was a mistake that I made. One of the biggest mistakes I made simply was I started the voting for the top 10 on Facebook. And I never even thought about that. See, I don't really do Facebook. I only got Facebook because I've got that Sunshine Shoulders Facebook page. I have to have a regular Facebook page. And some of those people had like 5,000 friends. Some of them only had 200. And yeah, she got left out. But see, I don't believe in coincidences. The winner of this contest is supposed to be the winner. And she's going to win, whoever it is. But it'll be different. BJ said, holding a dead baby's body as collateral. Scratch my head, yeah. It's crazy, but remember, a lot of stuff over here, BJ, doesn't make sense. It's never going to make sense to us, and it's not supposed to make sense because we're in the Philippines. That's why we got the title today. If you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen. Foreigners who complain over in the Philippines, you're going to run into foreigners over here. I don't care if you're here 2 weeks, 2 months, 2 years, or the rest of your life, and all they do is complain. Even though people like me and others, we tell you what it's like over here. We warn you what it's like. But they don't listen. Hey, thanks to Jeffrey Chatter for the super chat. He said, Japan only allows tourists to stay up to 90 days. We'll have to be married to a local or working on base. I have a work visa in order to stay longer. See, imagine. Thank you, Jeffrey. 90 days. You had to leave the Philippines every 90 days. That's one of the appealing things about the Philippines. See, they're way ahead in certain things than a lot of these other countries, man. 3 years is a long time, man. You know, it used to be when I first came over here, it was 18 months. Then they changed it. They said, hell, it's called a long-term stay visa. It's the best in the business. I don't, unless somebody can tell me what's better, I wouldn't know. Zorba Dundee says, your gate needs WD-40. No. See, that's a security measure, Zorba Dundee, believe it or not. Because I said the same thing. I told my girlfriend, I said, we need to get some WD-40 to fix that gate. She said, no, you don't want to fix that. We want to know when somebody's trying to get through that gate. See, that's just the one thing about being here in the Philippines. And dogs are not just pets over here. Dogs are also security alarms. You know, it's good to have one. Hey, MJB and the P2B. Haven't seen you in a while, man. Glad to see you back, man. Yeah, Rit 5014 said, hit them likes, people. It's free, guys. MJB and the P2B said, so hot, my phone cut off. Yeah, man does that all the time. And I'm going to get me another phone because I dropped my phone in the grocery store. I got it fixed. Went all the way to Bacolod. Paid about 4,000 pesos, which is cheap, really, to get a screen here. And I'd be damned if I didn't drop it again. And now it's acting all funny, too, jumping all over the place when I'm videotaping. So I think I'm going to give me an Android this time, guys. I'm not going to fool with the iPhone. Joseph T. said the complainers are the ones who are sitting back in the bars in the States complaining. Yeah, they're going to complain no matter where they are. And expats don't just complain in the Philippines. They complain wherever they are. I was reading an article about expats complaining, and the guy was in Switzerland. Okay, Doug Kai said 1985, smoking in a ship was banned. So, yeah, it was while I was there on the Kennedy. I do remember now walking in the office, but I'd walk right out because, man, them Filipino, because our chief and our senior chief were Filipinos because I was a cook, even though I didn't cook. I worked in cargo. They were Filipinos, the E7 and E8 and the E6, who eventually, he was my supervisor. He eventually made E7. They were all Filipino. So, yeah, they smoked a lot. And when I was in the Navy in the 80s, 81 to 85, I was serving with Filipinos who couldn't speak English. They had very little English. But at that time, you know, we still had bases over here. So it was some type of agreement that they could join. I trained a Filipino. He worked in the front office. I worked in the back office. I never forget him. His name was Torres. He was kind of soft a little bit. And he couldn't speak a bit of English, man. But he was in the Navy. He probably retired, too. Tony Collins said, when your house ready, when you moving in. I'm going to have somebody in there right away, but I probably won't stay there until I get that wall built. That's just me, man. I feel naked here without that wall, without that gate, that locked gate at night, and people can just walk up to your door and stuff like that. See, over here, everybody's got it. Every house, I don't care, even if you're in the squatters area, they got a gate. It's part of the program over here, Tony. But supposedly, he said 3 months. That would mean the end of September. But that's if everything works the way it's supposed to. Wow, Terry Dale said his first trip to the Philippines, the plane still had ashtrays. Now, see, When I flew on plane for the first time, I flew from Great Lakes, from Chicago to San Diego, California. They had a smoking area. Yeah, I remember that. Rit 5014 said, I'm heading to Cartagena, Colombia, tired of waiting on the Philippines. Man, that's a great decision too, Rit 5014. When I was in the Navy, we went to Cartagena, Colombia, man. And second only to Rio de Janeiro at that time was the most beautiful women, man. I mean, these women are just so, we call them exotic because we don't see them every day, but man, those Colombian women unbelievable. But you're not going to get the same, the beaches are nice, the weather and all that, beautiful women, but you just don't get the rock star treatment like you do over here. Hey, Alina, for reals, she said, hi, my husband and I are your new subscribers from Missouri. Oh, welcome. Thank you, Elena, for reals. How'd you meet your husband, by the way? You want to share that story with us? Sam Champion said to Doug Carr, good evening, bro. I don't remember the year, but I do remember those nicotine-stained bulkheads. Yeah, in the walls. I did remember that. And then I know you could go on the fantail and smoke. I remember guys doing that. See, I didn't smoke. I didn't smoke until I was 29 years old. That was a consequence of my drinking. And all my friends around me were smoking, hell. And so I just started smoking, which was a bad idea. And I eventually quit. Hell, it's been over 20 years since I had a cigarette. Cortez Bailey says, I got good credit. Okay. I was talking about that the other day. It's not going to do you any good over here. This is like a cash society over here. They don't even run your credit. You come to get an apartment or you go to buy a motorcycle or something. John, I think, bought his car cash anyhow. I don't think they would have ran his credit. It just doesn't do you any good over here now. It might do you good to get a loan in America, then come on over here and pay that back. But yeah, credit really doesn't have any advantages over here. Frank Ellis said, complaining in paradise. Yeah. And you see it all the time. The Wi-Fi is not fast enough. It's too hot. The food, they move too slow. The customer service. And then they'll say, they always say something like, where I'm from, it's like this and this and that, and not realizing you're not at home, man. This isn't where you live. And the first time, you come over here, you're going to complain because it really is a culture shock. But hell, after you've been here for a few years, a few months or something like that, man, come on. It's time to get past that and start complaining. But some guys, that's just what they do. One guy I was talking to yesterday, he's been here almost 3 years because his visa's about up. He's leaving early because his mother's 90th birthday. He was complaining about how lazy his girlfriend's nephew was. And I'm like, come on, man. I love the Chan said, Japan is too expensive for me to retire there. The Philippines is the way to go. See, that's another appealing thing, the low cost of living, and people always talking about, yeah, but the inflation in 10 years, well, they said that in 2009. But the rent is still cheaper. Certain things are really, really cheap here. And remember, they're not going to make it so expensive that even the locals can't afford it, But yeah, the low cost of living, the weather, Jay said, Calvin, you need to look at the signs and stay away from them bad apples. Oh, man, I really haven't had any bad apples over here, to be honest with you. I was going to, it's funny that I was thinking about this, and I was talking to my girlfriend last night, and you can ask her. I said, you see all these vloggers and, the ones that talk about stuff like we do. boots on the ground stuff. They always tell you how to meet a Filipino, where to meet a Filipino, but they never tell you how to get along with a Filipino. And I just kind of find that interesting. They tell you, oh yeah, here's how you meet her, here's the best way to meet her, here's the best place to meet her, but they never tell you how to get along with her, how to treat her, and I may do a video on that and talk about that. I may do a live stream on it or something, because that's very important. They're not hard to meet, but I was just writing some stuff down in my thoughts, because see, people talk about dating. I would suggest dating over here, because see, a lot of us, our dating skills are outdated. We really don't know. We know how to meet them, but we don't know how to keep them and, treat them. We got some crazy thoughts about Filipinos, man. We really do. That they're not human, that they come from outer space, a lot of us. A lot of times it's just as simple as just helping her down from that pedestal that we placed her on. That helps, but that's a subject for another day. But I just wanted to run that by you, man. A lot of us, we assume so much about Filipinos. We never just simply ask them, what do you want? How can I, be the man that you want me to be, or whatever it is, But yeah, this guy's calling me again. I told him I'm on my live stream. He must be at work. But yeah, guys, we assume so much about Filipinos, man. And all we're interested in is how to meet them, where to meet them, but never know how to get along with them. Thomas King said Androids are easier. I just want an Android, man. I want a phone. There's a guy on YouTube that was talking about, why are we buying phones from a computer company in the first place? John Wells said, weather at 10 a.m. in San Carlos City, 84 degrees, feel like 93 degrees with the heat index. We're thinking about going swimming today. They've got a real nice brand new swimming pool that they've opened in People's Park here. And if we do decide to go after this live stream, I'm going to take some video of it and make a short, put it on my channel. It's really nice. And you would think, man, this is one of these pools that, it's flat, and you look at it, you're in the pool, but you're looking out on the ocean too. You know how they do that photography. They usually reserve them for resorts and places like that, real nice hotels, but this one is in the park. It's really nice. Yeah, Frank Ellis, he said, not many Filipinos in the Air Force. That's a Navy thing. It is. And I'm not sure about the Coast Guard. Hey, Queenie B2, Love Lifer said, good morning, sir. See, that has to be a Filipino. See, and that's what kind of threw me off when I was telling you Mona's kind of polished, because most Filipinos and Filipinos, they'll call you sir, especially if you're older than them anyhow. Mary Bautista has good Android phone reviews. Benny from the Bronx says infinity pool. Yeah, that's what it is. And it's really nice. Greg Jordan said, give me the Philippine heat index over the Sacramento hazardous air quality any day. What's up, B Gun? That's from my homeboy in Louisville, Kentucky. Yeah, Frank, infinity pools. Yeah, they're nice. They've got one brand new. They just opened it up the 24th of August, only a few days ago. It's nice, man. And you think that that's something that you wouldn't imagine in the Philippines. Hey, Eric Hubbard, he said, what's going on, big dog? This is your buddy from California. I tell you, I listen to you all the time when I'm at work, man. I appreciate that, man. Without you guys, man, I'm nothing. None of us are nothing. No vlogger, no YouTuber. Without the viewers and subscribers, we're nothing, guys. I promise you. Joseph Relaford said, we had a Filipino in my company when I was in the Marines. Yeah, Marines and Navy the same, under the same department. But yeah, I don't know what it was. I think they joined the Navy the same reason I did, because it was easy. I wasn't trying to, do all that 12-week boot camp and all that. And in the Navy, the hardest thing we did was walk through that smokehouse. And to be honest with you, our company didn't even do that, because the day that it was, the weather wasn't right for it, the day we were supposed to went in there, they rescheduled it and we never went back. Roy Jones says, good Sam, I have no skills. Sam Champion says that Mona Barcelona says, oh wow, Mona, didn't realize you were the one I was talking to. Yeah, we don't want to argue, guys, on that. We apologize. We made a mistake, and it happens, But we're not here to. My channel's not. Remember, inspirational, motivational, sometimes entertaining, but most of the time it's informative. But we never bash anybody. We never put anybody down. It is a red flag for me, because I just want a native sort of Filipino. I don't want an Americanized, westernized Filipino. And I like the accent that Filipinos have. But I wasn't putting anybody down about that. Hey, Freddie Sanders, what's up, brother? I'm back. Check your PayPal. Yeah, I appreciate you, man. You was out in Seattle. Man, I wish I'd have known, because I got a couple of good brothers out that way that could have showed you a good time, man, out there. Daryl Fulmore is one. I've got a guy named, what's his name? Kerry. He's married to a Filipino now, but I think they're in the process of getting a divorce. Hey, Phil Hall 007, he says, another brother checking in from Oakland, California. Man, I remember going to a Too Short concert, and it was so crowded, man. It was standing room only. It was an NAA concert featuring Eazy-E, and Too Short was an opening act. I'll tell you how long ago that was. But it was it sold out. It was standing room only. And man, I hardly knew. See, I'm just a little bit older than my nephew and my brother. I'm 5 years older than my nephew, 7 years older than my brother. And I was in my 20s at that time. I really wasn't hip to Too Short. I was hip to NAA. But I got in there, man, and Too Short just stuck the mic out, and they knew every word of every song he had. And so I started getting into Too Short. John Powell said, Mona, I'm from America. Please don't be offended by the video from the other day. Everyone respects you and think you're very beautiful. Take it as a compliment. You are who every foreigner is looking for. Yeah, exactly. And because we'll keep going over and over. We don't have anything against anybody on here, really. Louisiana Edwin said, let's pray for the people in Louisiana. They have a hurricane coming their way. Wow. Freddie Sanders said, oh, man, sorry, it was a great time. How long were you there, Freddie? Because you flew cross country. You're living in Tampa, Florida, and you flew to Seattle, Washington. Man, that's a long way. Bobby G and Denver said, Calvin, Steve Harvey's mistake was bigger. Oh, man. How he ever lived that down, Bobby G, I never know, but he did. Wow, Brian Nichols said category 5. Yeah, Frank Ellis, Too Short is a legend in the rap game. I just wasn't hip to him at that time. But once I went to that concert, I became hip to Too Short. Now, you got to realize, I was into rap at that time because I went because it was an NAA. This was when Eazy-E was on. It was, I guess they were getting ready about to break up because it was NAA featuring Eazy-E because it never was like that before. It was just NAA. John Powell said, Mona, they only said your English is red flag because you speak it so well. The Filipinos here in America don't speak English as well as you do. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I said that it wasn't to put him back down. Who is this? Cloned DNA. Clone DNA. So you happy with how the new house is coming along, man? I am thrilled. Clone DNA. Not only are those guys skilled workers, man, they've got a great crew over there. You know, it just depends on where my money is at the time when they finish. I'm gonna give them something extra, man, because I don't know what he's paying them. It's none of my business. I'm paying him. But I want to give them a little something like I gave the workers over there at Donna's. But yeah, I'm thrilled. I mean, those guys, man, they are not cutting any corners. You can see it. That's great work they're doing. No modern equipment. The only thing they got over there, they had that drill for them screws because they're not nailing that drywall in. They're using screws, which, by the way, is what I should have used on my I had 2 decks built on the back of my house in Kentucky. And, I mean, it looked good for about 6 months, but the guy used nails instead of. That's a bad idea, guys. Don't do it. Okay, that's all I can say. I wish he would have used screws. The nails started coming out. It didn't look right. Freddie Sanders said, I was there for 6 days. Just got home last night. 5.5-hour flight. Yeah, from Tampa to Seattle. Yeah, you're clear across the country. Roy Jones said, Too Short. I thought you were talking about the Filipinos. No, they're just right for me. DG says, okay, guys, hit the button. Let's support him. It's free and it helps him. Simplify from New Orleans. I'm here bracing for the hurricane. Oh, man. So you're gonna wait it out, DG. You're not gonna. What was Hurricane Katrina? Frank Ellis said, hell, even some Americans don't speak it that well. I'm one of them. Oh, yeah, B. Gunn said, you and your dad puffing Keisha at the Teddy concert. Yeah, I was shocked. Now, my father was a preacher. You got to realize, well, you know, on Sunday, Monday through Saturday, man, he tried to be a playboy, but he took me. I was working for the summer. He got me a good job. I'm talking about it was a really good job when I was 16. So it had been 1979. Teddy was at the top of his game at that time. And, you know, we just got paid. And he bought me a ticket to Teddy Pendergrass. I bought me a straw hat. Back then, they were called Thurstons. You know, I had Thurston Howell III. I had me a Thurston. Man, I was looking sharp. And we're in there, and I think Alton McLean and Destiny was opening up for him. And they're singing whatever they sung, whatever they were known for. It was a girl group. And I just looked over, man, and my father's handing me a joint. And I was like, is this a trap? What is he doing? You know, remember, I'm only 16. That would have made my father 48. He's handing me the joint. And, you know, I looked at him. He looked at me. Then I just took it and hit it, man. And from then on, man, we was like best friends then. We wasn't even like father and son anymore. Yeah, Radar in Washington, NAA, Calvin. Yeah, NAA. Yeah, NAA. Featuring Eazy-E. That was crazy, but man, it was a great concert. I've been to some concerts, Earth, Wind and Fire. I seen the Jacksons, LTD. I seen who's that group? Heat Wave, Frankie Beverly, Brick. Barcades. I've seen some great concerts, guys. But this Too Short concert and NAA concert, one of the best I've seen as far as the crowd interacting with the performer, man. I've seen Keith Sweat, New Edition. I've seen them all, man, just about. And it was shocked. It shocked me. Terry Depp said I speak two languages, good English and bad English. John Powell said you keep calling NAA. No, it was NAA. NWA. Right? It was Dr. Dre, Ice Cube, MC Ren, and Eazy-E. Chris Goin said, when's the last time you smelled weed over there? I've never smelled weed over here, but I'm sure they smoke it. Because when I was down in Zamboanga, the little young guys that lived they smoked it as much anytime they got the money to buy it. Oh, okay. Thomas King said Category 4 hurricane on New Orleans. But what was Katrina? Is there anything bigger than her Category 4? Frank Allen said, yeah, that's when rap was real. Yeah, it was. Regular Joe Travis said, what's up, Calvin? How's OG Booby? She's in there probably sleep. Now, B Gun, I never seen L. DeBarge, but he's one of my favorites. I never seen him. I seen the Stylistics later on, though, but they still sounded good. There was a Roots and Heritage Festival that they have every year in Lexington, Kentucky, man. If you ever in Lexington, it's like the second week of September. They'll probably have it this year. The COVID kind of wiped it out. They brought the Stylistics there, man. They sound just like in the 70s, really. Hey, Derek Greenwood, what's going on? Oh, okay, I love LaChon. Katrina was a 5. Anything near a 5, if I'm in Louisiana, I'm leaving. I'm sorry. I'm not going to. I'm like Freddie Sanders. He said, yeah, Category 5 is a killer storm. I'm not waiting around like they did. Yeah, Joseph Relaford. I seen Funkadelic too. I seen Parliament Funkadelic, and they was lighting up on stage. Yeah. Well, I seen Rick James. I seen Prince in his prime when he was still. I was a junior in high school, so that'd been 1980. He was opening up for Rick James on that Bustin' Out. I think it was a Bustin' Out tour. It might have been a tour where Rick James had those 2 big joints on stage. Yeah. But Prince, this is 1980, so he really just came out in, 78. He was on the verge of becoming a superstar. But remember, he's opening for Rick James. So, yeah, I've seen some concerts, man. But I'm going to tell you, one of the absolute best, I'm going to give it, not rap. It was in 1979 I saw, it was the Jacksons and LTD. That when LTD still had Jeffrey Osborne, they opened up for the Jacksons, man. And I'm going to tell you something. If Michael Jackson wasn't who he is, because that's right when Thriller was coming out. Thriller came out, not Thriller, Off the Wall. And Michael Jackson and the Jacksons, man, LTD gave them everything that they could possibly ask for. Jeffrey Osborne, because this is in the day when they still playing instruments. It's one of the best concerts I've ever seen. Without, because the Jacksons had some smoke and mirrors, right? Not like Earth, Wind and Fire, but man, it was just one of the best. Cal Deadman said Gino Vanelli. I like him, but I never seen him in concert. Jacob Tanjay says the Sunshine Crew. I was working at Enterprise Leasing back in '92. Elder Boys came into a branch and nobody recognized him. Wow. What was he? That was what? Was he smoking then? Terry Dell said, so safe to say won't be hearing him. Toby, keep it your place. I like all music. When I worked for Brown and Williamson Tobacco Company, okay, not only was me and my partner, I had a little buddy, man. When I say partner, I don't mean, that partner. You know how we said partner back in the day. His name was George Elliott. We called him Brian. Not only were we the youngest, we the only blacks there. These were older white people. What happened was Brown and Williamson had moved to Macon, Georgia, and they left a skeleton crew behind. But you had to have just mad seniority time to stay behind. Well, those people start retiring. So I got hard in, me and him. And that's all we listened to was country. I'm better off in a pine box on a slow train bound for Georgia, Terry Dell. You've heard that before. I mean, I grew up with I Never Promised You a Rose Garden. That was country, Anne Mary, that was country. Let me see. Charlie Pride and all them. Cat 34 says, yo, how you doing? I see you got the house. I told my subscribers about you building a house in the Philippines. I want to be just like you when I grow up. Hey, thanks, man. What's your channel, Cat 34? So I can give you a shout out. Maybe we can go over and support you. But yeah, a $20,000 house is not, that house looks good for $20,000. I mean, I got to tip my hat to this rock engineering because I had no idea, guys. I promise you. I showed you on not this video, but the last video, the house update. I showed you what I thought the house was going to look like. One of them little houses over there. That's what I thought. But now he's outdone himself. I promise you. Frank Ellis said, Love Ballad by LTD, one of the greatest love songs of all time. Yeah. I mean, they sung everything. Phil Hall 007 said, stylistic, OJ. I seen the OJs with Kerry Lucas and the Whispers when I was in the 9th grade. Isley Brothers, never seen them. Temptation, never seen them. Barcades, yeah. Confunction, no. Fleetwood Mac, no. But one of my favorite groups. What was the name of that album? Was that 1977? Whispers, yeah. Eric Clapton, never seen him. Charlie Pratt, never seen him. No. But what was the name of that Fleetwood Mac album? Got Rumors that really blew them over the rainbow. I seen the Daz Band, Roger Troutman, Stephanie Mills. I seen Peebo Bryson. I saw when I just got off the Med Cruise, 1974. I saw him and Jennifer Holliday at Louisville Palace. And you talking about these is real singers, guys. There's no need for auto-tune and all that. Just give them a microphone. Never got to see Luther, though. Yeah, B. Gunn said, my dad retired from Brown and Williamson Tower, head of security from 89 to 94, I think. He was there with me, but I worked in research and development right off of, what's the name of that street? Over there off, where the factory used to be. They had some warehouses back there. I worked in research and development. Then I went into marketing. But it's within walking distance. No. The towers were downtown. Yeah, and that's why I tell my kids nowadays. I started there in 1989. They was paying me $15.02 an hour, which was big money in 1989. Well, now, when my daughter got hired at General Electric here last year, she was making $15 an hour. I'm like, How could that be possible? How could it be possible that 30 years ago, I started out at $15 an hour, and here you are 30 years later, you're starting out at $15 an hour. I thought it was big money at that time, and you thought it's big money at this time. Somebody explain that to me, guys. Yeah, Jacob Tanjay, that Rumors, Fleetwood Mac, man, I could listen to that now. Elton John. See, B. Gunn, I don't know if he remembers this, but in the 70s, Louisville, WLOU was the soul station in Louisville. But in the wintertime, when it got dark, it went off the air. So it went off at 5:30. So we had to go to WAKY, WKLO, and if you really like hard rock, WLRS. That's how I got hip to all this. Uriah Heep. What's those two, the Edgar Winter group and all of that, see? Because I ain't have no choice. It was either that or nothing. Because hell, most of the records we had was scratched up. Because you bought records back then, and hell, they get scratched, and hell, that was it. Terry Dale said the Spotify worked there. Yeah, it's my favorite, man. That's what I work out on Spotify. Now, here's the thing. If you want now, see, I open my Spotify in America. The price is big difference over here, but I can't, whenever I renew, they won't give me the Philippine price. They give me the U.S. price. Because here, the Philippine price is only like 149 pesos for like 3 months. You can get it. But I pay, I think it's $10.99 a month. Yeah, Smoke Mountain Mile. After Rumors, Fleetwood Mac went downhill. I think they started breaking up. Because a lot of them, this was later on, because in 77, I was 14. I wasn't even worried about. But it was two couples in that band. Stevie Nicks and her boyfriend, and the other guitar player and the other lady. Yeah. But man, they was jamming. Yeah, B Gun said 777 9311, not 5311. Sam Champion said, I saw Luther Vandross when he was with the group Change when I was stationed in San Diego. It was an outstanding concert. His voice is natural. No sound effects used. Yeah. In my era, I'm 58. I don't care what genre you sung. It's just my opinion. Luther had the greatest voice. He was like, I guess Frank Sinatra would have been back in the 50s or something. Michael Coffey said, Calvin, hello. Parliament Funkadelic. I saw Bootsy's Rubber Band, but they all would be together, whenever they came. And then Bootsy would just, when he had his album out, I think I was in the 9th grade, he would just come out and sing some of his songs. But hell, he was part of Parliament Funkadelic, really. Smoky Mountain Marla says success went to their head. Same thing happened to the Beatles. I'm reading the Beatles 1966, and that was a turning point. That was kind of like when the Beatles, that started their downhill, 1966. That's the year John Lennon met his wife. That's the year they start going over there in India. A lot was going on in 1966. In 1966, the Beatles were barred from the Philippines. They couldn't get over here, because John Lennon made at that time, a controversial statement. I think he said that we're more popular than Jesus or something like that. I think y'all know what I'm talking about. Well, the Philippines was one of the countries that barred the Beatles from coming here, burning their records and all that. Man, I didn't know that till I started reading this book. Biggie B said, I didn't notice your gate to be that loud till you mentioned it. That's a great free security guard. Yeah, you need that here. Hey, DJ Marge, he said, we sent you the message about finding you, my wife, just joined the stream. This is Bill. Him and his wife. What's your wife's name? It's just on. Oh wait, I get it because she just messaged me, and these guys are funny. Her name is Jean and Bill, and he's about 6'3". I don't know. You look taller, Bill, because your wife is 3'6". Now, when she told me she was 3'6", I thought she was joking, but she sent me your wedding picture, man. And I tell you what, I'd love to hear y'all story, man. I would do a video on that. I wish I could interview you guys and do a video because that would be interesting. This guy, I guess he looks taller because his wife is three. She's a Filipina. She's 3'6". Her name is Jean. I guess I don't know. He could be 5'9" because she's so little, but he seems so much taller than her. I'm gonna say he's 6 foot. And man, she sent me their wedding pictures, man, and I tell you, they're sharp. But it's a sight you guys got to see. And I would love to hear how they met because she's the shortest Filipino I've ever seen. Oh, yeah. Niels Brown said Bill Withers. Yeah. Well, see, I can't even name all of them. I was telling my girlfriend about that. I said, I grew up I don't even say the best era because that's relevant, but I'll say a great era of music. I mean, it was, if the old people were going out, there was new groups to replace it. It's not like that anymore. Lou Rawls, he says, Roy Jones said, Marvin Gaye. See, you forget all that. It was so many. Some guy said Blue Magic earlier. Hey, Clone DNA, thank you for that super sticker. I really appreciate it. It's just too many, guys. When I grew up, we used to go to see, it was a concert at the time, 5 for $5. It was 5 groups for $5. Stevie Wonder, somebody said. Shalimar, see? AC/DC. Smokey Robinson. It's just too many, man. You can't. Barry White. You can't. Yeah, but DJ Maj, you and your wife, you got a great story. It will break the internet, I'm sure. Yeah, Clayton Murray said Yoko Ono. Wong Hung Lo said Yoko Ono. Yeah, that was the year he met her. John Lennon did. And it was a turning point. It was the year that they stopped doing live concerts too. They started just making music in the studio. They said they wasn't going to tour anymore. Yeah, they really got big, and they got big quick. Yeah, Mr. GG Zero Money Down Real Estate. Wow, we could use that over here. He said Frankie Beverly. B Gunn said, yeah, Coyote Calhoun used to DJ at Skate World J-Town on Saturday nights in 79. And then he became famous, Coyote Calhoun. What was the name of that club downtown it was Coyotes. It was named after him, yeah. Oh, yeah, Michael Coffey said, hey, Calvin, I meant to say P-Funk spinoff groups. A lot of the same band members in the same group, yeah. Wonders of Life said, show some love to the wild players. Yeah. Roller Coaster. I was in the 7th grade when that came out. It's too many. You can't name. I used to like everybody from Barry Manilow to Neil Sedaka, Neil Diamond, all of them because I didn't have a choice. I love LaChan says, I've heard that about Lennon. Yeah, he said that. He said we're more popular than Jesus. He was probably saying it off the cuff or something. But that's when he started experimenting with LSD. He got real bad off that stuff, man. See, it's the stuff that you really didn't know. That's why I like these books like that. They go behind the scenes and give you little tidbits like that. Yeah, Clone DNA. He said loose ends. It's too many. Commodores. Lionel Richie when he left on his own. Roberta Flack. How could I ever forget Donnie Hathaway? You know, it's just too many, guys. I can't, Lisa Stanfield, like this guy said. Wandering Wolf said, Bella Fleck and the Fleck Tones. Yeah. What's the lady, the black lady just died? She was of cancer. She was the lead singer for the group. I think they were out of New York, man. Come on, somebody. King Hardy said, you listen to Elvis. A little of Elvis. Some Elvis songs I like. And I would love to read, if I could find an Elvis autobiography, I would love to read about it. I always watch the YouTube biographies on Elvis because I like phenomenons like that. People who were bigger than life. I love to read about them. And of course, Elvis was bigger than life, But yeah, I listened to some of his later stuff, Hunker Hunker, Burning Love, and, just some of his later stuff. Tower of Power, Durrell says. Yeah, how about a Dolly Parton concert? Never went, but yeah, songs by Dolly Parton that I really like. I'll Always Love You, Donna Summers, see that disco age gets looked over, but there's a lot of people came out of that. Yeah, Alexander Neverman, Prince, Jamie Starr, Alexander Neverman, and Christopher Tracy. Yeah. See, now I didn't know that until I read the Sheila E. book here recently. That his name was Alexander Neverman. I knew Jamie Starr. Kona Ranger says, aloha, Calvin. We'll be moving to Lady next year with John's old girlfriend. See you soon. I don't know if you want any John's leftovers. I don't think I would. Yeah, Durrell, 3 Dog Night. 1 is the loneliest number. See, I listened to all that stuff. Jim Croce. See, and those are my, some of my favorite songs right now. Yeah, I love Smoky Mountain Mila said Dolly Parton is a diva. I live 30 miles from her hometown. Can't get away from her. I love going to Pigeon Forge. Before I came to the Philippines, it was my favorite place. I mean, I lived in Louisville, Kentucky, and every year, man, we go 3-4 times. We get 5, 6, 7 couples, and we rent one of them big cabins, one of them luxurious cabins in the hills, in those mountains, in the Smoky Mountains, man. They'd have a swimming pool on the bottom deck. Then they'd have the movie theater with the billiards and all that. We do that 2 or 3 times a year. And before I came to the Philippines, that was my goal. I was going to buy me a cabin up there, but instead of renting it out, I was just going to live up there. I mean, that's how nice it is. But once I started coming to the Philippines, man, all that went down the drain. Yeah, Alexander Neville, man. He said Morris Day and the Time. Clayton Murray said John ruins those girls for anybody else. For other reasons, too. Durrell said Gladys Knight and the Pips. It's just too many. Phil Hall 007 said the disco era. Chic, the Tramps, Sylvester, Bee Gees. Now, see, the Bee Gees, now they were not only, they withstood the test of time. Frank Ellis said 5'3" is my starting point, 5'3" and up. Gene is 3'6". Tito Cha says, Calvin, I always hear American expat complain about karaoke. Yeah, they missed the point, Tito. They missed the point that it's not entertaining for the Filipinos. It's more relaxing and like a stress reliever. And it's more fun. But, we're so damn serious about everything, man. So that's why a lot of us won't touch that mic. But yeah, they missed the point. With Filipinos, karaoke is something totally different. It's not, they're not trying to entertain you, really. They're just having fun. Derek Greenwood said Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes. Now, if you want to read a good autobiography, read Teddy Pendergrass's autobiography. It's called Truly Blessed. Talks about him early growing up with his mother, getting into music, starting with Earl Melvin and Blue Notes, then becoming real big, then the accident. But Earl Melvin was he was a dog, man. I ain't going to talk bad about the dead. But he treated them bad. That's why Teddy left. He wasn't playing fair. Hey, Michael Onstad, he said, thanks for the super chat group. He said, my Facebook group is Health Insurance in the Philippines. Okay, great information. Thanks, brother. And I want to tell y'all that, look, because there's so many questions come across. Remember how P and all these people have these experts on here? Well, this guy's an expert in health insurance in the Philippines. If you want any questions, go to his group, Facebook group, Health Insurance in the Philippines. Simple as that. He doesn't pay me for that, nothing like that. He's 32 years. He lives here. So you're not going to have any, he'll tell you what insurance is accepted here, and you won't have any confusion. That's what you want to do, guys, because the worst thing you could do is buy one of those expensive policies and get over here and it not be accepted. That's where Michael Onstad comes in handy. Jim Withers said, now you ain't kin to Bill Withers, Jim. He says, we were so lucky to grow up in that era. 1970s music stands the test of time. Jim, I'm going to take those words out of your mouth. I was talking to my girlfriend the other day. Imagine how many people in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame were from that era. I mean, you can't count them. I mean, it's just too many. I remember I worked at, I wasn't even old enough, really. I couldn't have been no more than 15 and 16. I was working at the fairgrounds when the Rolling Stones came. I was working security. Man, I earned so much money, man. And I didn't even like the Rolling Stones. I wasn't in the Rolling Stones then. I like some of their songs now, but then I wasn't. And man, people, because they sold completely out. You couldn't get a ticket from far away from California, man. And I earned about $100 that night, a little bit more probably. That's a lot of money then. Hey, Chuck Jordan, thanks for that super chat. He said, great info, Calvin. Well, I appreciate it, man. I just share with you guys my boots on the ground experience. I say it over and over. That's all I'm doing. Am I expert? No. Am I know-it-all? No. Can I possibly touch on everything you're going to experience in the Philippines? No. But I just tried to give you as much as I can. I give you everything I got. So you don't get blindsided. So when you get over here, you don't be one of us expats complaining. Sam Champion says, Calvin, I do a little singing. Was singing the Elvis song, Suspicious Man. Turned quite a few heads when I was in Afghanistan and in the Philippines also. Well, if you want to get popular over here, grab that mic and be able to really, blow into that mic. You'll basically become a celebrity overnight over here. They love to sing. Smoky Mountain Model says, I'd be happy to trade my mountain for yours, Calvin. Yeah, now, that was then, not now, Smoky Mountain. That was my dream. I mean, those people up there in those mountains, those rich people that own those, now it's corporations that's buying them up there now. But if you've never been there, go there. It's in Pigeon Forge or Gatlinburg, Tennessee, right close to that North Carolina border, man, up in the Smoky Mountains. Thank me later, man. You will love it. You talking about seeing eagles, birds. I mean, it's so quiet. See, I love quiet like that. Some people can't stand that dead silence, but I can. Jason Kincaid said the best album ever was Shannon, Let the Music Play. Well, hell, is that the only song they had on there? That's the only song I heard from her now. Is that Uh, an all-time classic, absolutely. But yeah, Elvis was before his time a little bit. Believe it or not. Yeah, True B. Johnson said the emotions. Yeah. See, there's so many you can't. Bob Seger, and the Silver Bullet Band. Is that them? Who was the guy saying, if you're in love with a beautiful woman? See, I listened to that soft rock, England Dan and John Ford Coley. Who sung that song, Summer Breeze? Actually, was his brother. Who was that? Summer Breeze, makes me feel fine. It was too many groups back then. Karaoke, Jim Taylor. James Taylor. King Hardy said, I love silence too. It's part of the reason why I'm an introvert. Me too, King Hardy. Really, I am. And a lot of guys, they get mad at me because I don't like to go out and do a lot of things. A lot of times I just like to stay here, read, watch a documentary on YouTube or something. One thing I will do is we'll go to a beach or resort or something, with them. But as far as just ripping and running like I used to when I was younger, a lot of guys, they get angry with me because I don't talk a lot on the phone and video chat and all that. I'm really an introvert, man. I am. Yeah, I'm sorry, Jan, not asleep. Dr. Hook, yeah, Jim Withers. Daryl says Seals and Croft, yeah. Did y'all know that one of those guys in Seals and Croft is the brother of England Dan and John Ford Coley? One of them. I don't know which one, but one of them is, yeah. Simply Acker says, I would check them out. I grew up with Backstreet Boys, and Westlife. Yeah, and they were big over here, those boy bands. My wife, you must be somewhere around the age of my wife. She's 35. Because, they were bigger than life over here. NSYNC. I saw 98 Degrees before they were famous. I saw them at the fair. This was right when they were right before they signed. Y'all probably didn't know that they signed with Motown first. And then, Motown really couldn't do anything with them. I think it was when that Burrell was kind of in charge. He really didn't know what to do with 98 Degrees. So I think one of them other ones, Warner Brothers, one of them bought them out. That's when they became the superstars that they became. Vern Troyer was 2'8". Wow. Yeah, now Lawman 3966. Yeah. Did he pass away, right? John Gomez said, good morning, Calvin. He said, hello, everyone. Yes, 70s music is frozen in time, for sure. I don't know if it's any music better than that. The 80s gave it a good run, but yeah, Chicago, ZZ Top. It's just too many guys. I can't. America, it's just crazy. Yeah, Isley Brothers did do a rendition, Sam. And when you're a great singer or group, just like Luther, he would take a song like, he took that song Superstar by the Carpenters and made it his own. Same as the Isley Brothers made this one of Summer Breeze by Seals and Croft. Now there's another one. Somebody did that Carole King, the Stylistics did the Carole King remake of It's Too Late. And they made it their own. Steve Miller Band, Derek, yeah. Eagles. I said the Jacksons, but not Michael Jackson. Yeah, he was by himself. Joe Crocker, retired 2019, said, it's just too many guys. Rush. Bread. Who remembers Bread? Their songs are big over in the Philippines now. To see what the Philippines would do And I don't know if it's copyright or not, because I doubt that they're paying these record companies. They'll take a song and revive it and put it on a teleseries. Like that one by Bread, I Want to Make It With You. Well, these two Filipino brothers remade that song. This is here recently, during the pandemic. They remade it and put it on a teleseries, and it blew up. It's like it was a new song. People didn't even know that Bread was the original singer. Imagine that The Greatest Love of All by Whitney Houston, which is just a gigantic song over here. People didn't know that George Benson sung that first over here. And when I showed them, it shocks them. The same thing, George Benson, he's got a song, Nothing's Gonna Change My Love for You. A white guy remade it, and it became just a phenomenal hit in the Philippines, where they didn't know that George Benson was the original singer. It almost sounds the same, believe it or not. Yeah, the Little River Band, Reminiscing, retired 2019. So I know all those groups. That's not, I didn't have a choice, retired 2019. When the soul music station went off at 5:30, I had to go to the rock. Cream, The Doors, Steve Winwood. Who is this giving all them names? Shaka Khan, yeah, B Gun, yeah. Yeah, Bread. Cons 2911 says, Bread, I'm younger than some of you guys, but man, I love Bread. I like a lot of old songs, mainly because of my father. Used to hate listening to those when I was a kid. Then it grew in me. I mean, man, I'm going to tell you something. It had to be the best era of music. Elton John, him and who was that guy who was writing that? Benny, I can't think of his name. That starts with a T. Elton John was writing the music. He was writing the lyrics. I don't know if it was a greater combo in mid-70s, early to mid-70s, man. Tina Turner. Jan Not Asleep said. Phil Collins. Sean Reed. Yeah, I just added you back, Sean, and I'm going to tell you what happened to a couple of you guys. Remember that guy got in here and started erasing people? Steve was one of the guys Sean was one of the guys he erased. Johnny New York, he erased. He erased Raymond Hodges, the guy who has that black people in Filipino history Facebook page. He erased like 5 people. And I reinstated y'all. Sam Llewellyn, I've got to go in there and replace him. Tone Loc, Clayton Murray said, yeah, he had a couple of songs out. Bernie Taupin, thank you, Phil Hall, and retired 2019. I don't know if there was a greater songwriting duo than those two. Yeah, Jeff C., he wrote Elton John's lyrics. And they just became phenomenally rich. Midnight Star. How could I forget them? The lead singer was from my hometown, Belinda Lipscomb. And then when I moved to Cincinnati, the Calloway brothers, they owned the studio right around on Spring Grove Avenue, right around from where I worked. I would, on my lunch break, going to Hardee's, get one of them big mushroom and Swiss burgers, my favorite to this day. I'd see them standing out smoking, and whoever they were working with, the Deal, I think at that time, Levert, Roy Jones, Cyndi Lauper. She was like 80s, though. Yeah, Johnny Guitar Watson. See, he died early, Frank Ellis. He was only like 50. Genesis, 2019. That was with Phil. Wasn't that with Phil Collins? But I'm going to tell y'all something. If you want to see I'm talking about a great documentary, and I don't use that word great a lot. Go on. It's on YouTube now. It's called, it's talking about Foreigner and, no, Journey. And the Filipino guy who replaced their lead singer. It's called, what was the name of the song? Don't Stop Believing is the name of the documentary, man. Look, thank me later. Go on YouTube, man. It's about an hour and a half long. You know, I'm talking about lifelong Journey fans. They were skeptical of this young boy, a young man. He sounds just like their lead singer, man. And they tell the whole story. You know, it's funny that he rescued Journey. Journey was just about ready to go kaput. They were getting ready to go like this. And one of the guys, the leaders of Journey, was on YouTube looking for a singer. He had been up all night. It was in the 11th hour. He was getting ready to quit. And somebody sent him this tape of the young Filipino man over here. I can't think of his name right now. What's his name, honey? Arnel Pineda. And man, sounds just like Steve Perry, Derek Greenway. But the story and everything is told, and they follow him on tour. Man, it's a great documentary, man. I could watch it again. And I can hardly watch anything twice, but I watched it again with my girlfriend. John Gomez said, yeah, that band Journey had the secret potion. Yeah, even with Steve Perry, when they were really at the height, man, he was a songwriting genius, man. Yeah, Arnel Pineda took his place. It sounds just like him, believe it or not. Retired 2019 said, I did not like what Journey did to Steve Perry, but, well, according to this, Retired 2019, it was Steve Perry who left. Now, remember, he still gets something like a certain percentage of their royalties, and even when they're on tour and everything. But they said he also had some throat problems, too. And that's one of the reasons he left. According to this, you know, and they're talking to the actual Journey people. Tim's Life Event says his name is Arnel. Yeah. I mean, this guy. And one of the ironic things about it is Arnel Pineda, he's out in L.A. They're getting ready to do a concert. And he runs into the guy from Chicago who took the place of the original Chicago lead singer, man. And you talking about, he said, I know where you coming from. He said, I know the pressure on you. He said, because I was in your shoes. And man, you talking about. Yeah, Sean Reed said Steve was supposed to go back and the Filipino singer was going to step down, but he has throat cancer. Yeah. Yeah, Terry Dell said Steve Perry had at least 3 other. Yeah, but none like this guy, none like Arnel Pineda. Okay. He sounds just like him, man. But see, when I was in the Navy, this is one of the stories I got about the Philippines because they knew I liked music. They said, well, you'll love the Philippines because when you go over there, they can take a song and sound just like it. They call them the world's greatest imitators. And it's true. I was in Manila, me and my wife, and I told you guys, if you ever go to Manila, you go to the Mall of Asia, go across the street, it's not the original Baywalk, but they call it the Baywalk too. It's got all these restaurants and they got a big Ferris wheel. And anyway, we were there and there was a Filipino group, 100% Filipino. They were singing stylistic songs, man, and sound just like it. I mean, playing their own music and everything. Terry Dale says Steve Perry released an album last year, I believe, not the same voice. Yeah, he's not going to be the same. I think something happened to him. Jan Not Asleep says Johnny Lang is an awesome singer. I don't know him. John Gomez said the guy from American Idol was the bass player for a while. Retired 2019 said black women think I'm weird because I love rock music. I don't care. Well, you probably would have got along well with my brother. He passed away 2013. He was the one who helped me to all this crazy stuff. But he liked hard rock. The Edgar Winter group, that's type rock he liked. Uriah Heep and all that stuff. RC and Jack said, anyone near New Orleans, get out now. This storm will be worse than Katrina. Wow, it's going to be very bad. Wow. Alexander Neverman said, Bruno Mars. Yeah, the book's still out on Bruno Mars to me. I like him, but you could see, man, he's not original, man. He was when he was writing pop music. But now that he's become this R&B guy, you can hear everybody in his music, man. I mean, he's borrowing music. Going to that 24 karat gold, you're going to hear Bobby Brown. You're going to hear Michael Jackson. You're going to hear all this 90s stuff. I mean, he basically, I hope he is paying royalties to some of those guys, man, because he needs to be. It's pretty bad. Mishroll 77 said the 70s, Bobby Womack, Bob James, Herbie Hancock, Roy Ayers, keep up the good work. Thank you. Yeah, I can't name them all, man. I just heard a song on my Spotify earlier by Bobby Womack. I wish he didn't trust me so much. And because I saw the Sam Cooke documentary, I'm thinking he's talking about, because, he eventually married Sam Cooke's widow. And that's what he's talking about. Retired 2019 said Bruno is an entertainer, but not a singer. I agree with you. I like Bruno Mars. I'm not saying I don't. Christopher Cross, Roy Jones said. Slipknot. But I'm just saying, all of a sudden he was this pop superstar. Then the next thing you know, he switched over to R&B. I guess the record label said, hey, there's a big void in this R&B. You need to get over here and fill it. That's exactly what he did. Okay, DJ. No, man. He says, what? You're tripping? I'm not tripping on Bruno. See? No. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that, yeah, he's borrowing. He's bringing it back. The music we love, yeah. But it's not original, is what I'm trying to say. No, I like Bruno Mars. I've got that 24 karat album. One of my favorite albums of the 2000s because they're not making any more music. So, yeah, you're right. He is bringing the music back. I'm just saying that where was this the first 10 years of his, that's all I was asking was the question was, where was this his first 10 years in the business? It wasn't there. It was as if someone whispered in his ear, hey, you need to, because there's no more R&B. You can't name me 5 R&B groups on the charts right now. DJ FX. That was a calculated move. Somebody put him onto that. He didn't just all of a sudden wake up one day and say he was going to do it. Conan Ranger said, thank you for your service, Calvin. You're welcome. Also, thank you for the 13 U.S. service members who were killed in Afghanistan. Was that yesterday? Well, I guess it would be yesterday. I think it was Friday in the Philippines. Yeah. Man, I tell you, we could go on and on about that, guys. It's our foreign policy, man. We got to change it. People like us, Conan Ranger, we got to step up to these politicians, and we elect them. Jim Withers said, have you seen the Spike Lee movie, Do the Right Thing? Yeah, I love that too. Steve Yee said, saw Arnell's first concert in Manila with Journey in 2018. Band sounded great. Arnell gave crowd in front the shit for sitting on their hands. Yeah. Well, you know, that's just how Filipinos are. They're very conservative. And you'll see it. They've got a young lady here. Well, she ain't young. I guess she's like 30. Sarah Geronimo. She's like the Beyonce of the Philippines. And they had this before pre-pandemic. Well, no, before ABS-CBN got shut down, every Sunday they would have something called ASAP, ASAP, come on every Sunday. It's sort of like a Soul Train, something like, you know, the top singers in the Philippines would be on there every Sunday. Man, she would be rocking, man. They just be sitting there, you know, just looking at her. But yeah, that's how they are. Oh, yeah. No, y'all know Bruno Mars is y'all missing the point of what I'm saying, Sean. I don't think he did. I don't think it was his decision. It was too, you know, he's a great musician, but it took a visionary to do what he did, you know, because remember, he didn't jump right over there. He came out with that, what's the name of that song first? Not right before the 24 karat. Funk something written by a white guy wrote that song actually. Retard 19 said Bruno needs to make original music. See, he was doing it at first in the pop, but now this stuff he's making now, you can hear everybody in that music. I'm not knocking him. Sam Chaplin said, Calvin, this is what makes your channel so great. We can venture off subject and keep on moving with no ill intent, all because you listen to everyone. Yeah, I just, you know, a guy was on me the other day about, man, you always repeating yourself. He said, you need to prepare your speeches more. I said, first of all, I'm not giving a speech. I'm just having a conversation with you, man, when I'm walking around my neighborhood, talking about whatever it is I'm talking about. I'm not giving a speech. Somebody said up here that the music today is crap. It is. And I argue with anybody about that. It's crap. I don't think I like one group out there right now. You know, rap or nothing. There's not one group that I would go out and buy their record right now. That's just me. Wong Hung Lo said, Calvin, I'm impressed with your music knowledge. Hey, thank you, man. But I'm going to tell you, I didn't have no choice, Wong Hung Lo. The music, me and my sister, she's 2 years older than me. We love music. And whenever the radio station went off, imagine 5:30 it went off. So there was no more Earth, Wind and Fire until they crossed over. But there was no more Isley Brothers. There was none of that. So you had to go to the Carpenters. You had to go to all of that. Retard 2019 said, Calvin, if you had to choose between Spotify and Sirius XM, what one would you choose? Oh, man. They're both great. I've got Spotify. I've never had Sirius XM. So, but I've rented cars with Sirius XM in it. So I'm going to have to go to Spotify because I really don't have that much experience with that Sirius XM. But I know they were kind of before Spotify, right? Wonder to Life said, you never mentioned Tiny Tim. I didn't mention Melanie either. Remember that song? I never, a brand new roller skates. I bought a pair of brand new roller skates. Yeah, Alexander Neverman, Uptown Funk. A white guy wrote that. And, you know, and him and Bruno Mars, you know, that was Bruno Mars. You know, he went from that and said, hey, you know, we got something here. He went to that 24 karat and it became a classic. It's one of my favorite albums, man. I went out and bought that album. I'm not hurting him. King Hardy said, what type of music did your parents listen to? Motown, mostly King Hardy, like that. But see, I grew up in a family, it was 9 of us. Three girls and 6 boys. I'm the 8th of 9. So my older siblings, they brought music home, the dramatics, Michael Henderson, music like that. And then I told you my brother with the rock, he was the middle child too. Hey, RC and Jax, thanks for that super chat. He said, keep up the good work you do. Grab some beers on me, God bless. Yeah, I don't drink, man, but I'll get me some of these, RC and Jax. But yeah, they listen to Motown, but it was my sisters and brothers later on who really schooled me on the music. Radarin Washington said, yeah, all that mumble rap. Yeah, Conan Ranger said, Weird Al, all that foolishness. Yeah, Derek Greenway, he said, my best friend from high school was in the group Something for the People. He said the music industry. Yeah, it is. And they get you too. Remember the singer Kashif? He died recently, a couple of years ago. He wrote a New York bestseller, on the music industry, and it's become must-read material for people wanting to get into the music industry about royalties, contracts, and stuff like that. Remember Kashif? He wrote Whitney Houston's first big song, You Give Good Love. If you're not hip to that, go back and listen to it. That's what put Whitney Houston on the map. Clive Davis came to him and said, hey, I need something. And he said, okay, I got something for him. Yeah, Wonders of Life, Shy Lights, Delphonics. I can't think of them all. I've got Shy Lights, Delphonics, I've got Stylistics, the Dales, Dramatics, of course, Temptations on my Spotify. But I've got whenever you like a Spotify, that heart, it makes you a list. Kona Records said, love going to Tower Records. Started in, what is that? Is that Satown? What is that? Saytown? Now, if you go to LA, I was in LA in 2015. That's a must see. You got to go down and see that Tower Records tower. I think, is it Tower Records or is that's not Tower Records. What is it? Capitol Records? That building is shaped like that in downtown LA. Or is that downtown? Hey, David Masterson, thanks for that super sticker. Because we were stopped in traffic. I was in Newberry Park. It was where I was. I wasn't in Newburgh. That's why nobody knew where I was talking about. Bill, he lives in California out that way. He told me, he said, no, you in Newberry Park. And I was on my way to the Amtrak station, and I went past there. It was the first time I ever seen it. Retired 2019 said, Calvin, I've been to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame 3 times. It's a must see. I'm sure. Okay, DJ Effects, it's Capitol Records. Yeah, that's what I saw. Thank you. I appreciate it. It's a tower. It's the Capitol Records tower. The Observer Melanin said Kashif had some hits in the 80s. Yeah, and then he started writing music. Okay, David Masters said, Calvin, I emailed you after you did that interview with Vagabond Awaits. Told you when I come to the Philippines, I hope to meet you. Then this pandemic hit. Hope to meet you whenever Philippines opens. Yeah, I look forward to it, David. And thank you, man. You take me way back. This was was this before Sunshine Shoulders or right after I got finished started? Because Dan really gave me my start, really, on Vagabond Awaits. I had left a comment under one of his videos one time and told him that I lived in the Philippines and blah, blah, blah. And he said, hey, I'd like to interview you. And he called me back. He said, man, I'm getting a lot of hits on that He said people like what you had to say on that interview, and it's kind of took off from there. L Dog said music changed when MTV came out. I don't know. I know it changed, and it's not for the good. It's so few groups around now. I mean, where are all the groups? There was so many. It looked like they just swallowed them up in the 70s because that's where they all were. The singers, the songwriters. I mean, it was just so many. You had to be good back in them days, guys. And y'all know I'm not lying because it was so much competition. I mean, imagine you got the Eagles, you got all of them back in them days. Fleetwood Mac on that side, you got, Elton John, you got all these guys that, and then on the other side, you got Earth, Wind and Fire, Commodores, you had to be the best of the best, man. Frank L said, Cal, listen to Heartbreak Anniversary by Giveon. Okay, let me write that down. Elena, for real, said, Calvin, we love to meet you too. Hopefully in the next 2 years, and we'll be able to move back to the Philippines. Man, I hope I'm still here, and I hope the Philippines is back open. And that would be a blast because, like I said, I want to meet some of you guys. I've only met really I met 2 subscribers here, and one of them is a vlogger. He came up here from Dumaguete, and then I met Jerry. He's leaving next month, probably next week. To go back to the United States for some personal reasons. I met him at the immigration. But yeah, it's going to be a blast when I ever do. It's going to seem like I already know you anyway. Jason Kincaid, if he's still on here, he's the one that told me. He said, man, you need to do at least 3. Hey, how y'all doing? He said, do at least 3 live streams a week. He said, so people can get to know you and you can get to know your subscribers. And he's still on here. And some of the best advice that I've had since I've been on YouTube. Because he was exactly right. Lynn San Diego 102 says, I'm about to get the flu vaccine tomorrow. You took 1 dose and got sick or something, right, Lynn? I had a reaction. Jason Kincaid said music is corporate now and traded on Wall Street as music companies. Yeah. And yeah, that's what it's all about. Roy Jones said D-Train. Yeah, I like D-Train. What was that song he had out? David Masterson said, yeah, Calvin, it's right before your Sunshine Shoulders, but you did a great interview and you emailed me back. Thanks for replying to my email. Oh, yeah. And I hope, I'm always going to reply to emails, because some guy told me that too. He said, "Yeah, thanks for replying to my email. The others never do." And I'm like, "Well, I'm not the others. I hope I never get that big. No, I guarantee I'll never get that big." Okay, Frank. He said, "I guarantee you'll love that song. Thank me later." Thanks, because I need some new music. Retired 2019 said, Dan is a good guy. He's a great guy as far as I'm concerned. Hey, Conan Ranger, thanks for that super chat. He said, you got the best channel for the PI. Keep up the Yoda wisdom. Thanks, brother. But hell, you in Hawaii, hell, you're the next best thing. But yeah, Dan, he's got a great channel, man. He's got a lot of good information too on different places. I mean, he really goes around, searches out these, pre-pandemic, of course, these low cost of living options for everybody. Yeah, Wong Hung Lo says you can ring my bell. You believe it or not, they like that song over here, Wong Hung Lo. And that's another thing. You're going to go in the grocery store here, and you're going to hear anything from I'm talking about the nastiest rap to the hardest rock to soul music, everything, man. And on these buses too, because I heard that you can ring my bell, and the Filipinos, they were shaking their head to that. Oh yeah, Sean Reed said you cannot escape geckos in the Philippines. Just walk Just watch one walk down your window. Yeah, there are the roaches over here. You know, you'll get used to them. Not the big ones now. They got some big ones. They're about 3 to 4 inches long and about 1.5 inches thick. You don't want them. And they make this a blood curdling noise, man. And you get one of them inside your house or your Airbnb or your hotel, you won't get no sleep. You're going to have to get them, tell them to come and get them. King Hardy said one of my top 3 songs to listen to is Unchanged Melody. Now, who is that? That's not Elvis. Oh, yeah. Jeff S. says, check out Babyface. Babyface Ray out of Detroit. I forgot to say Babyface. He's one of my favorites, too. Luck Big says, did you address the new one, Health Pass? No, I didn't. What is that? Yeah, these small geckos, when you first get over here, they're gonna kind of spook you because you're not used to seeing these things. Look, you're not used to seeing them things. But after a while, they look like little bitty Komodo dragons, really. If you get up close enough to them. But they won't bother you. They'll actually run from you. And they change colors, but you can see him there. But when you first see him, man, it's going to freak you out. I've never seen anything like it before until I got over here. But the more you understand that they're not going to bother you, it's no big deal. John Gomez said the silvers. Yeah. Now, they were real popular, but you know how the music industry is crap. I'm talking about the industry side of it, because they were making all that music, and don't you know they were still living in the projects in LA. It was only when they renegotiated their second album did they get some money and were able to move out of there. Yeah, Steve, you said LOL, Calvin. I'd say to my girlfriend, they never played in a department store in the U.S. No, they got some stuff, and they don't cut it out. They play it. If they play a Too Short song in there, he's saying everything. Too Short, baby, all in them guts and everything like that. He's going to say all that. Yeah, the Observer Melon, I just heard We Are One. I was taking my shower today. Oh, JH, yeah, okay. Calvin, the One Health Pass is the link I sent you on Facebook. Okay, yeah, but I didn't talk about that. What are you talking about? If they open up, is that the one, Jay, where I said the key word is when they open up? Is that what the one you're talking about? Radar in Washington said, damn, y'all got roaches that big. Now, the roaches are big over here, but you don't see the little roaches that we get in the Louisville. You know, in America, you see these big cockroaches, but you only see them if it's going to rain. These are the cockroaches in the Philippines. These little, them things, them little geckos right there. I call them the cockroach. There's common, it's cockroaches, and the same thing. You cut on the light, you're going to see them. And Frank, they eat mosquitoes. They eat them other little stuff. Roy Jones said John Legend. Now, listen to this. It's a true story. 2008, John Legend's career is on the down. You know why I knew? I saw him at Caesars in Indiana. John Legend now. The next thing, I saw him and Indy Irie at Caesars Palace in Caesars, Southern Indiana, rather. I had front row tickets, front row seats, rather. And now John Legend's this big mega star, but his career was on the way out. He made a couple of songs that shot him up there, I think, with Andre 3000, wherever it was. But his career was on the slide. I saw him. But he's talented, man. He's different, though. You'll see him and you think, oh, this is a black guy. He's going to do some Bruno Mars type stuff. No, he's got his own style, man. You know, he can play the hell out of that piano. He can play like 2 or 3 different instruments, sing the hell. He can sing the You Know What album song. But yeah, he's different, man. He can't really dance like, you know, Michael Jackson or somebody. But he puts on a good show. Hey, Dave, man, thanks for the super sticker. I really appreciate it. Thanks, everybody, for your super stickers, super chats, your thumbs up, just all your support, man. I really appreciate it, man. It humbles me, really, because about a year ago, I got on here, man, and just started talking into the universe. Really, nobody was looking, but I knew the information I had was important. Now, whether people are going to come that I'd end up having 21,000 subscribers, no, I never saw that. Did I see almost 3.5 million views? No, I never saw that, guys. But I knew that this boots on the ground information was important because nobody was saying it. They are now because I'm kind of like making them say it. But, you know, it was all Baraka, it was all party, hardy, and all of that. But I said, well, hell, nobody's really talking about what it's really like to get over here. You know, Derek Greenway said, Ice-T, get your money, get your, what's that say, bitches? Now imagine how different Ice-T is now from the Ice-T back in the day. Yeah, Wong Hung Lo, the Partridge Family. I love the Partridge Family. That was really him singing that. What's his name? David something. He was like a star back in them days. Yeah, Jay, John Legend is music savant. Yeah, but I'm just saying that if you come to, this isn't, man, if you come to the casino in New Albany, Indiana, JH, your career is on the rocks, okay? I know he's a music savant. That's why he was able to reignite his career and just blow on to, you know, the stratosphere somewhere. See? But at that time in 2008, he's playing on the stage outside at Caesars in Indiana. He was on his way out. Yeah, David Cassidy. Yeah, I like them. Hey, what's this? Zamazingo. Wow. I hope I said that right. He said, much love from Holland, brother. Thank you. See, that impresses me, man, when I get stuff from Holland. Hey, Snake Bit, thanks for that super sticker. John Gomez says, I put John Legend and in the same league. I don't know, man. He's got his own style, man. I mean, if you see him, you got to see him in concert because he's different, man. Snake Bit said, music today likes genuine artistry. It's too packaged and reliant on technology. Oh, yeah. I love Too Short. Yeah, you're right. See, that's what I'm saying. It's too packaged, you know, and it's only a handful of people that they're putting out, that the industry is putting out there to you, offering the music. It's not enough music for real, to be honest with you. Yeah, Frank Ellis, he was struggling early part of his career because he wouldn't change. And that's what he said. He said the music industry wanted him to change. He said, no, I've got my own style. I'm sticking with it. And it paid off for him. Yeah, Wong Hung Lo, Peter Frampton. Yeah, Sam Champion, the Righteous Brothers, Bill Medley and Bobby Hartfield sang Unchained Melody. Okay, mostly Bobby was singing. I didn't know, see, but I've heard that song before. Okay, JH. He said, no, that was me agreeing with you about his weirdness. Yeah, John Legend, if you get a chance to see him, man, you got to see him. He's talented, but he's different. Retired 2019 said John Legend reinvented himself and became a pop singer. Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. I said reignited. See, my man is bad. I meant reinvented himself. Thanks, retired 2019. He did. And his stars never shine brighter, man. That one song he had, All of You, All of Me, or whatever. I mean, it was on everybody's lips over here for the longest. I mean, you couldn't go to a karaoke. It took over. It was the #1 recorded song over here, too. People were, see, in the Philippines, I guess you can come over in the Philippines and get away with copyright stuff because they will remake your song in a minute. And I know they're not paying royalties. I guarantee you they're not. They'll make your music over here. Oh, yeah, Kona Ranger, those casinos pay very good. That's why a lot of the struggling artists take them. India Arie, as good as she was, she's gone. You know, I don't even know if John Legend had a record deal at that time because he surely wouldn't have been at the Caesars. I saw Babyface at the same Caesars. Now, you know Babyface, you know his career is over. Greatest songwriter he was and all that. Yeah. Lynn San Diego 102 says, I think supplements can't hurt, but the best thing is to stay away from processed foods. I've cut down on carbs and starting to feel better. I saw something the other day was real interesting. It had a stack of vegetables over here, eat to live, and then it had like burgers, pizza, and hot dogs, stuff, or eat to die. It's your choice. You know, remember we were little and they had that big sign in the lunchroom, you are what you eat. See, when I was in the 3rd grade, I didn't know what they was talking about. I couldn't figure that out. I know what that means now. You are what you eat, guys. You know, imagine this now. We eat dead food to stay alive. That don't make sense to me now at 58 years old. I try to eat more living foods like vegetables, fruits, vegetables, that sort of thing, man. That dead meat and stuff like that, man, it kills you, man, eventually. Kona Ranger said no copyright there in the PI. I used to buy movies there, pirate movies there in Cebu. Yeah, it couldn't be because I'm gonna tell you, man, they will re-record your song in a minute, put it on television and everything, and you be like, now I know the royalties would cost more than that budget for that whole television series. Now, I know they're not paying them. Brian Nichols said the food pyramid. Lynn saying they're going to say, especially as you get older. Yeah, because your metabolism's different. You're not going to burn off those calories like you used to. Even though walking, you know, I forget how many, just in your regular day, I forgot how many steps they say that you take. I forgot how far they say you walk. Just on a typical day. I'm not talking about going out and timing it and all of that. Just, you know, walk around the house, at work, on the job. You walk a long way. J.A. said they didn't like the natural look of India Arie. She's talented. I liked a lot of her music. But they don't want this they don't want this original stuff anymore. The man just said they want this whole package stuff. It's only, you know, imagine this now. I'm shocked. Justin Bieber's still around. He wouldn't have lasted this long in the 70s. he would have been a flash in the pan. It was too much competition. It was too many Justin Biebers back then. You had to take Justin Bieber number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But all of them wasn't going to get through. But now, because he's like the chosen, one. He's been around. Justin Bieber's been around hell for about 12 years now. Niels Brown said, what are your favorite fruits in the Philippines? Oh, that's easy. Any of those bananas. I like these apples, but I don't know if they come from the Philippines, but they sell them here. Those Japanese apples, they're delicious. I put them in the refrigerator and let them get cool, and they're crunchy, man. They're delicious. They're real sweet. I like that pomelo. It's like the Philippine version of the grapefruit. It's delicious. So if you come over here and you're in a little place like St. Carlos City and you can't get grapefruits, just get a pomelo. It's close to it. The juice too. But I don't eat the grapes over here. It's one thing I don't eat over here. The grapes. I don't eat the oranges over here. It's just because, the oranges are small. The grapes are big, but I tried them in Iloilo, and they just wasn't sweet enough for me. And they're expensive. Grapes over here are very, very expensive. But yeah, those are two that I know. They've got some exotic stuff over here. Yeah, Fuji apples. Elena, for reals. That's what I'm talking about. They've got the best apples over here. And of course the bananas, but I like the ones that maybe about the Lacatan. They're about 5 or 6 inches long and they're kind of thick. They're super sweet and they're delicious. Yusuf says Elvis was manufactured quite a bit. He was a superstar. They needed a superstar. Wait, what's he say? He said he was the first big superstar to have so much merchandise made of him, even just during the first year of his success. Yeah. And one thing, when I was stationed in Millington, Tennessee, we'd go down to Memphis. I went down to Memphis just about every day. It wasn't far, but first time I ever seen Grayson, is that the name? Graceland. Right across from Graceland, it was a whole strip mall, nothing but Elvis stores. Every last store, like 5 or 6 stores in the strip mall, they also, every last one of them sold Elvis souvenirs. He was, I think he's still the biggest one right now in the world. I don't know if Michael Jackson called him, Prince called him, but Elvis is probably still number one. Yeah, Lynn San Diego 102. Yeah, that pomelo is delicious. And if you get it, like I said, I like my fruits cold, except for my apples. I don't. And sometimes they'll put not the apples, the bananas. Sometimes they'll put them in the refrigerator. That's a no-no for me. But my fruits, that pomelo is good and crunchy, man. It's delicious, man. You peel that little white skin off of it, and it's delicious, man. YT Flavor said grapes and apples are imported. They're expensive. Yeah, I know the apples are expensive, but they're worth it. But the grapes, I can't get with the grapes. Well, Roy Bellamy said put a pop Filipino group together and skyrocket fame. They have one, but they've got a boy band here now. I can't think of the name of it. They're trying to be like this Korean pop. They've got a Filipino group together, and they're kind of going up, they're kind of famous now. Yeah, mangoes, I love the chime, and pineapples are my favorite too. I forgot about that. Mangoes are some of the best. I like the green ones, the native ones and the ones that turn yellow. And, you scoop them out with a spoon. But remember, I even like avocados. because they'll make an avocado shake. It's delicious. Or mango shake, because we've got that mixer in there, and they put crushed ice, sugar, cream, and the fruit in there, and it's delicious. But yeah, I forgot about the pineapples are some of the best too, because they grow them here. And you sit there and watch that man with that knife. That's one thing you want to do over here. Don't just grab it and take it home. Let him peel it for you. That's the treat within itself. Yeah, guys, I got about 4 minutes. I got to get off here. We're going swimming today. I'm going to show y'all something. See how hot it is out here? It's hot. But see, this is why I'm going to like my new house, because I don't have any windows, man. I like to look out my window. But there's no windows here to look out. I can't look out that window. You know, but yeah, it's hot over here. We're going swimming. They've got that infinity pool. I'm going to take some, use up BTS. That Korean pop is real popular over here, man. I mean, it's super popular. And all they did was just steal from New Edition, and then the Backstreet Boys and all of them stole from New Edition, and then all them groups back in them days, the original boy bands. And then here comes the Koreans. They're doing it now, and they're making millions and millions of dollars on it. Yeah, Kona Ranger said SB19 5-member boy band. I think that's it. Yeah, we're going swimming today. They've got their new infinity pool. I'm gonna take some pictures, a little video of it, put it on my channel. Thank y'all again so much for your super chats, your super stickers. Let's see if we can get 200 thumbs up before I get off of here. If you haven't already, go on the Miss Sunshine Shoulders video and vote for your favorite contestant. Let's give these young ladies some support, guys. The top prize in that is 10,000 pesos, but everybody, even the ones who aren't in the top 10, from 6th place on down to 41st place, they're going to receive 500 pesos, courtesy of one of my subscribers. He said, Calvin, we ought to give all of them something. And I agree with you. You know who you are. He wants to be kept anonymous. But let's give these young ladies our support, because, beauty pageants are a big deal over here. It's more than just the money, guys. Trust me. It's more like the prestige. Whoever wins that is going to be real happy. Yeah, they're going to want that 10,000 pesos, but just the title of Miss Sunshine Shoulders, because we're going to do it every year. Hopefully next year we can do it live. And, we can do all the stuff that maybe I'll have the finals on the beach, in Siquijor Island or Boracay or Bohol, something like that, see, and have it live. And then, you have, the presentation, what you call it, the question and answer, the bikini, the gown. We'll have it all, man. Vincent's going to get like that, guys, But let's give these young ladies some support. Go over there and vote. If you haven't, I did upload before I came on. I uploaded the update of the house, day 58. These guys have come a long way, guys. I promise you. They've come a long way. I mean, check that out. But yeah, I'm gonna get off of here because now it's hot out here today. I got to get my music going. And if y'all haven't checked out my theme song, Anthony Edwards, who wrote my opening, he also wrote me a song. Not this one.
Real nitty-gritty. Boots on the ground. It's the real Boots on the ground. It's the real nitty-gritty. side. Boots on the ground. It's the real nitty-gritty side. Boots on the ground.
Hey, Zorba Dundee, I'm going to answer this before I get off here. He said, when does the contest end? Voting ends August 31st at 11:59 p.m. Philippine time. So that's when it ends. The winners will be announced September 1st, next Wednesday. So it's like 3 more days. Actually, you're going to have 2 more days to vote. First prize is 10,000 pesos. Second prize is 2,000. Third place is 1,500 pesos. Fourth and fifth place is 1,000 pesos. Everybody else is going to get 500 pesos. That's a lot of money right now during the pandemic. Take care. Stay safe. Stay COVID free. I'll see y'all next time. Thank y'all so much.